back. We just got a new wave of reveals for Nikke, and a photo was circulating on Twitter that showed a bunch of new cards. So we'll definitely be getting a lot more reveals for Nikke over the next several days. I actually just made a goddamn video talking about these, and then they just popped up another new card for Tetra. So I guess I'll just redo it and cover it again. Anyways, it was 4 before, but now we have 5 new cards. 4 of them are missless, 1 of them is Tetra. So, first off, we have a 2 cost with no trigger, Lapless. If there are no cards in your area, reduce the energy requirement of this card in your hand by 2. If And then once per turn, if it's your turn, when this character's BP is increased, this character gets plus 500 during this turn. Really good card. 1, it gives us another Lapless to raid on. Before, there's only 2, which sucked. Um, 2, she's a pseudo zero, which is really good. These are the kind of cards that we see a lot more often now, for sure. So these are going to be a lot more popular. And 3, if you BP boost her at all, she just gets plus 500. This is really good because this actually alleviates my concern with the 4 cost raid Lapis that I covered yesterday's video. All the BP, except for the Maxwell 4-2, which boosts by 3,000, all the other BP boosters in Missless boost by 1,000. So leader, rest, play, blah 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 blah, boost by 1,000. She becomes a 4K, which is really good because then you just raid over and just draw 2. So this is a really good card. It's just my issue is why is there no trigger? For reference, purple Kenshin, the Saito is a color trigger. The one we didn't get in red, the Yahiko for EN, that they have in JP, it's a active trigger. And then a lot of the new 2 cost 0 drops, they just have triggers also. So I don't know why Lapis didn't have trigger, but she's still a really good card. Theoretically, you would just play 4 of these and even potentially replace the 1 cost. But the 1 cost is a step, and she can get the 4K. It's just, she's only a 2K on your turn. Oh, she's a 3K on your turn if you have another 4K. But then on your opponent's turn, she's a 2K. So, yeah. Next card up, we have the 0 cost Tia. So this is a duo release alongside Naga down here. 2 really popular Nikkes, by the way. She's a 0 cost with a draw trigger. On play, choose up to 1 other missless on your area. It gets 1,000 BP during this turn. So, normally, these cards are fucking dog shit. However, this is a theoretically really good card for what this deck wants to do. Unfortunately, your zeros are tight. We have this new pseudo zero here. And then before that, we had the 0 cost Lapless. We had the 2 cost Drake. And then we have the 0 cost. We had the 0 cost Drake with a step and no trigger. And then we have a 0 cost Pepper, which is a draw sideline. Along with that, there's a 0 cost N102, which is a rest, generates 2 energy. So you're kind of competing for zeros. Personally, in my build, I'm playing 14 zeros, so I could slot like 2 of these pretty easily. But your deck might be a lot tighter depending on what the rest of the cards do if they release more missless support. But it's a good card. It's just not good enough to necessarily replace what you already have in terms of zeros. Then we have Naga. She is a 3 cost draw trigger with a double gen. On play, looks at the top card from your deck, place up to 1 card among them on top of your deck, and the remaining at the bottom of your deck in any order. For each missless character with 4K or more in your front line, increase the number of cards you can look from your deck by +1. So at max, you can look at top 5. This is a really good, it's an instant 4 of. 1, it's another double gen, which the deck was already struggling with. 2, it's Naga. I mean, she's waifu, come on. But 3, this is a really good effect. Theoretically, rearranging top 5 is very, very, very strong. And with the amount of new draws that we're getting for the deck, you could easily rearrange and then play. You could basically, turn 3, play this first action. Play this first action, rearrange, see something you need, put it at the top. Next action, raid the Lapless or play another card that draws a card, and then just draw the card that you need, and then do whatever else after that. But yes, this is a really good card for what it wants to do. Then we have the 4th card. This is E-Leg, Boom and Shock. She is a 4 cost 2 AP card with a get trigger. So this card is also treated as E-Leg. So that means this E-Leg and the other ones are the same. This character is played in active. On play, draw 1 card. Activate main in front line once per turn. Note this is a soft once per turn, not a hard once per turn. So if you have 2 copies of this E-Leg, you can use them both. Choose up to 2 of the following effects. Choose up to 1 other character on your area, it gets 1,000 BP during this turn. Choose up to 1 other character on your area, it gets impact 1 during this turn. Note this is impact 1, not impact +1. Really good card. This is a 4 of immediately. If you pair it with the 3 cost E-Leg and your opponent has a 4K in the front line, you go 3 cost E-Leg, play this 4 cost with only 1 action point, active, so she just plays active, draw a card, and then do whatever else. You restand into more bodies, or you raid a Lapless as your 3rd action. This is a really good card. Also, very similar to the Sinon raid in SAO Volume 2's GGO build. The Sinon raid just can also give, I think, BP, but I think she also does the same thing. She gives impact to another like GGO or whatever. Um, yeah, it's just an all-around good card. Get trigger too, which is kind of cool. So yeah, this is a good card. If you're worried about the 2 AP, because again, if you don't see the 3 cost E-leg and your opponent doesn't have a 4K on their front line, it's really awkward because you're just playing a 2 AP card, which this deck does not output bodies like modern decks do. So you kind of have to watch out for that. But otherwise, this is still a really good card. It's in my opinion, a 3 of at minimum, probably a 4 of though. Um, the thing is, you have another 4-2. It's the Maxwell, but you can either cut that Maxwell entirely or still play it. Because unlike this E-leg, the Maxwell 4-2 that exists in Volume 1, it plays rested, boosts something like 3K, and then I think if you have 2 or more missiles with 4K on your front line, she switches to active. She does not play active, so that's the big difference. So in my opinion, could cut it. Maybe just play it as like a 1 of, maybe a 2 of, I don't know, but you don't really need that. You don't really need that Maxwell anymore, to be honest. So, and then now we have our 5th card that just released. This is a new card for Tetra. This is a Noir, 2 cost with an active trigger. If there are no cards in your area, reduce the energy requirement of this card in your hand by 2. On play, draw 1 card, place 1 card from your hand face down under a Tetra line card on your area. This is a really, really good card. Again, what the fuck? Why does this Lapras have no trigger? And then this one does. It's really stupid. They should just give them both triggers, man. Anyways, this is a really good card. Pseudo Zero, you need it. The second thing is, one of the busted things about Tetra is the Noir Blanc line. Because you have Blanc on the field. If you have a Noir on your field, she switches to active, I think is the wording on it. But she switches to active, and then you rest her, and then you boost something by 500, and then put the top card underneath it. Really good card. And then you put it under the 3 cost usually, because of the 3 cost you activate effect. Put the face down card underneath it to the sideline, and then you boost everything on your field by like 500. So this is a good card in general. This is another 0 cost pseudo drop, so this is an immediate 4 of, in my opinion. The only issue I have is that Tetra has a lack of removal. They have impact but no damage too, so they have no real pressure. And the face down aspect, you can do a lot of that. And my issue with face down cards in general is that you generally do not get the cards back. I don't know what the rest of the cards will do because I don't read Japanese, so I can't even read the leaked photos really. But what the deck for Tetra really needs is a way to put cards from the sideline back underneath. You need ways to recur. You already have decks that can recur from the sideline very easily. They should just give this deck recursion to put cards underneath, because what happens when you run out of cards to put underneath is the deck functionally does not do anything. You get no BP boost. You don't get to do front line wide boost. You don't get to do anything. Your 3 cost Alice doesn't get impact. It just sucks. I mean, granted, the 3 cost impact Alice will always have a card underneath. She doesn't remove it, but still. If they had ways to recur face down cards underneath, it also makes the 4 cost raid Alice a lot better, because then she could raid and always have 2 cards face down to take away, so that she could play at 3 cost instead of a 2. But in my opinion, this is a really good card. This is definitely a 4 of, and I'm very excited to see the rest of the cards. The Mistless cards are all, well, except for Tia, unfortunately, but otherwise she's still a pretty decent card. But otherwise, all the cards so far for these reveals are really good, especially the Boom and Shock E-Leg. And this Noir for Tetra is really, really good. I'm just hoping to see some kind of recursion with Tetra, because God knows they need it. But the leak photos did show a new special for Tetra, so maybe it's removal. But yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed the analysis. I will see you guys again probably tomorrow, if not maybe later if they reveal more. But yeah, I'll see you guys later for more reveals.